Ooga, fucking Ooga, cunts, and welcome back to CNN, the Cunt News Network. We bring you the news that's already been brought by other people. As you can tell, our panel has unfortunately been dropped by two people that are usually here in the form of Ren from Revelations and Ishtar from Army of Snarkness. Rob is still around.
Hey,
don't know why. Rob,
I can't quit you, Brockus.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. See, I thought it had to do. I was wondering if this was some kind of a bromance thing, but no, you're just dumb enough to actually really like to hang out with me and stuff.
I know it's fucking awful. It's a really bad personality trait of mine.
Really, yeah. It's just one of these days you're gonna learn.
I know that the fact that I want to hang out with you disgusts you to the point where you almost don't want to hang out with me.
Oh, no, I love hanging out with you. I just constantly question my sanity and wonder, what is it about me that brings Rob around all the time? Is it my milkshake?
Oh, yeah, it's the truffle shuffle, baby.
Oh, fantastic. But in replacement of both Ishtar and Ren, we do have Background Chick, a.k.a. Sestra, or at least one of the Sestras, from Memory Holiday and Jeff Holiday's own channels.
Hello, hello.
How you doing? Oh, you're the other chick. I remember you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I'm remembering you. I couldn't place you. I knew I had seen you somewhere before, and it was the outside where you and Mems were hanging out on stream.
Yep.
You know what I find hilarious? You have a hell of a reputation, and no one can ever fucking name you.
I mean, who, me?
That's you. Everyone.
God.
I see. When YouTube Saints started doing their streams about a year and a half ago, or maybe it was just a
almost
little over
2 years. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. But basically, when YouTube Saints started doing their streams, there was one wrenched person in the chat I would see consistently, other than Mems, and that was the name Sestra. So I was familiar with Sestra. I'm familiar that there is a Sestra, and then I started seeing multiple Sestras, and I got very confused, and I was just like, okay, so I think this is like that Guy Fawkes kind of identity type thing. Everybody's just, instead of a Guy Fawkes mask, everybody's using the name Sestra. I'm pretty sure Mems is a Sestra too. She just doesn't want to admit it. So yeah, I've been familiar with you for a long time now,
shit.
and I seem to be only person outside of Mems and Jeff, let's face it, Nick is too drunk to ever remember your name,
True.
to know who you are. And then, of course, aside from Background Chick, as Schmeckel has dubbed her, we've got Terry the Bull.
Sup, bros.
He, of course, has his own YouTube channel. He's been doing the YouTube thing for quite a while. Terry, exactly what do you do on your channel?
I talk about men's rights stuff. Been kind of absent for a while.
But don't men have all the rights?
Ah, yes. According to the feminists, men have all the rights.
Oh my god.
Particularly feminist, sure. But there's certain
rights.
things that I go on.
Women are not allowed to do anything.
I focus a lot on the gender critical stuff. And I have a long-term project that I'm still working on, reading through a gender critical book on masculinity. And I want to eventually go to, into discussing that topic more than just anti-feminist stuff. But right now I'm mostly doing anti-feminist stuff.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Isn't that dead though? I mean, come on. No, I'm joking.
Okay, let's be honest. Okay,
it won't be dead until all the feminists are dead.
It technically is a dead topic. People are tired of watching these videos for the most part. Now, there are still those very angry people out there who will continue to watch these things because they consistently deal with shit in their own life that actually causes them to go over to these anti-feminist videos and stuff and just have that reassurance that, no, you're not crazy. These people really exist and they need to be fucking drawn and quartered. And you're just like, I get a deep breath and feel a lot better about myself because, Jesus Christ, these people are stupid.
Well, it's one of those things. I think it's actually, I know people are getting sick of it, but it's one of those things that it's kind of like with atheism. All the atheist YouTube channels I used to watch, how it was such a big deal, and then people got sick of it, and they moved on to the whole anti-feminist thing.
That is an excellent point. actually.
The thing with the feminist thing is, in the last 6 months, it's become mainstream to like notice it. Like everybody's seeing it now. It's not just a conspiracy theory corner of YouTube.
Thank goodness for that.
So, I mean, the audience, we may be bored with it, but the audience is definitely still there for it. There's a lot of normies are getting into it.
Yeah, but, well, when you get the entire fucking industry of Hollywood, the comic book industry, and so on, when you have nerd culture completely hijacked and co-opted by basically every wrong-thinking feminist out there, and yes, realistically speaking, all the fucking feminists are the wrong thinkers because you're consistently trying to create a divide, saying that we're the reason there is a divide. You know what, cunt? Take a step back and understand your fucking bias and your stupidity, and then maybe we can have an actual conversation. But until then, shut your fucking mouth.
The thing is, like you hear all the time, well, you're anti this, why aren't you pro something? Why don't you do something about it? And that's what I'm wanting to do. I'm not just wanting to oppose feminism. I'm also wanting to, go into, different expressions of masculinity, not from a feminist perspective.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it was like, you're right. They're right. It's not enough just to be anti something. You should be pro, or you should actually put something on the table if you're going to, a protest against something.
Yeah, you know who actually released a couple of videos on his channel that actually he had a very good message, and I definitely appreciate it. Somebody I've been watching for a very long time. Derek Blackman, aka Some Black Guy. He posted the entirety. It's like an hour and a half worth of footage from his panel at MythCon, where he talked to a feminist / pro Black Lives Matter person and stuff. He was very calm, very collected, and his message was essentially unity. He wants to bring everybody together. He's all for the means, and he just wants to bring everybody together. His end goal is not to demolish anything or destroy any lives or anything like that. His end goal is simply to just normalize shit. Just make everything okay again. Stop making people indoctrinated and fucking hate this and that simply because of this and that and stuff. And I thought it was a really good message. His follow-up to that, of course, was also to reassure everybody what necessarily his message was. And he released one yesterday and the other one earlier today. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, I thought that was actually very interesting. And that, of course, was him at MythCon that he was primarily doing all that stuff with. But anyways, we have done enough on the intro as to people are here for the stories. Let's get to the stories. But first, let's check out the chat. See who we got here. We have.
I see
some
Maeve.
of the usual. Yes. We have the usuals here. We got Henry G, who's actually in the chat. Todd Howard Incognito. I'm familiar with that name, but I'm not familiar with where. Gross Jeff Holiday groupie. Okay. American Phoenix, another usual viewer of ours. Psycho 216. He's a troll. For anyone who's not familiar with Psycho 216, he's a troll. Anything he says will be ignored and or laughed at. Will Honorless, another usual viewer of ours. What's going on, Will? Let's see. Furry and Finlay, another usual viewer of ours. Hey, Furry. She is a legitimate furry, by the way, but she's not one of the... She claims that she's not a furry who wears the mascot costumes and bangs. She just likes to put on cat ears and a cat tail, butt plug, and go to town.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm assuming. I don't actually know. When I see furry, I'm just like, okay, well, you need to be gassed. And then, of course, as Sestra pointed out, Maeve is also in the chat. Oh, and one of my favorite fucking viewers, Joseph fucking Curry. All right, so we're going to get this shit going. We're going to start with one of our first fucking stories. And since you guys are new, we're going to go with one of your stories. Sestra, take us off with the first one. What do you got?
Oh, gosh. Let's see. So I think one of the best ones that I got for today is Seal jumps out of the sea and slaps innocent man in the face with an octopus. Mate, what just happened? Gasps a kayaker. fairly understandably after being slapped in the face with an octopus by a seal. The unprovoked attack was captured by a fellow kayaker on a GoPro. The octopus slapped after the two creatures engaged in a mega shark versus giant octopus style battle next to the kayakers off the coast of Kayakura in New Zealand's South Island. Is it okay if I post the link in the chat so then everybody can check out this video?
You can go right ahead and do exactly that.
Yes.
But I have a question. Are you telling me that there was a normal-sized kaiju fight in front of a couple of kayakers?
That's awesome.
Apparently, we were just sitting out in the middle of the ocean, and then this huge male seal appeared with an octopus, and he was thrashing him about for ages. He thrashed it in mid-fight, and my face happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
He shouldn't have been standing there.
Yeah, it was fucking amazing.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. That is officially a kaiju fight. I don't care what anybody tries to tell me.
He's lucky they weren't kaiju size because he got smacked in the face with one of those things.
Exactly.
I mean, I just saw the Meg, and these boats do not hold up well.
No.
Those kaiju size creatures.
I'm honestly surprised that the guy wasn't fucking knocked out of his kayak. The fucking seal fucking hit him like a motherfucker, like bitch slap. It's great. It's the greatest thing. Definitely watch it if and when you get the chance.
If you're gonna get slapped, that's a hell of a story to explain why you got slapped.
You know,
you just got slapped.
That's what I got.
You got ox slapped.
Well, fucking fantastic. I love how the first story is a weird one.
Short but sweet.
Short but sweet. A man got slapped because a kaiju fight between normal-sized animals was going on. Okay.
I just checked it out.
That's fucking awesome.
It is.
Loving it.
But the link to the article is definitely in the chat if anybody wants to click that and go check it out without audio, with audio. I have a feeling that with audio, it's that much better. I don't know if there actually even is audio, but I have this weird feeling that there is some strange and interesting commentary. Because I know if that was me and Rob and I was the one who got slapped, Rob would be the one holding up the phone recording the whole thing. Like, don't you just...
Yeah, I feel like... If the octopus like wrapped himself around your face and you're sitting there trying to pull it off and be like, wait, don't pull it up for a second. Let me get a good shot. Just hold on. Hold your breath.
He's like,
I know you just machine. Hold still. I'm gonna get this in one shot.
We have been joined by Marfleas.
Oh, you gotta get rid of
Why are we echoing from you? Come on.
Headset.
Hey, bro.
How
you doing?
What's up, bro?
Mark.
It has been a week. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
You get slapped by a kaiju.
Mark's had a rough one. He did not get slapped by a kaiju. That would have been a high point in his week.
It would have been cooler if you
That would have been cool as shit.
Why did I have to go to fucking Matthew McConaughey for that one? Oh. Sometimes I feel like beating the shit out of myself because I'll quote terrible actors or something. All right. I think we've had enough of the epic fights of sea animals. Let's go ahead and move on to one of Terry's stories. Let Mark take a minute to situate himself if he's not completely ready, because we will be coming to Rob and then him shortly after.
Okay.
Okay.
I just realized the story I had up might not be the one that I'm... crap. It is loading. I'm sorry. Well... Okay. Woman on vacation reportedly finds dead tortoise in vagina.
Okay. Hold on. Whoa.
Yep.
All right, let my brain process that shit for a minute there.
Yes.
Now
yes,
she gets triggered whenever somebody says I got a turtle head poking out.
I'm gonna be triggered
It's
for
the
a minute.
PTSD.
Things leave me speechless.
Okay, real quick, I have to now ask Sestra something. Sestra, why has Nick and Jeff not talked about this topic yet?
I think it might have come out after the fact. At least I hope so.
Okay.
Came out on the
Just
20th.
wondering, because this sounds like a story right up their alley, especially since
Oh.
one of their latest YouTube saints, they covered a woman who makes products out of fucking moose shit.
Oh, that was fucking great, though.
It was disgusting. And also, okay, look. Mems, if you're watching, and I'm going to check the chat real quick to see if she actually is. I don't think she is. Mems, if you're watching, or Jeff, if you're watching, stop playing with poo. That's specifically with Jeff. Like, I don't know what his fucking deal is with shit, but he just can't stop talking about shit.
It was a shitty Friday.
Hey, don't knock waterfalls if you haven't tried it.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyways, we're past the fucking holy fuck that title. We're past the title of the story. Terry, tell us what's in the article.
That's one hell of a title.
What? Okay. Anyway, a British woman has been questioned by police in Spain after doctors found a dead tortoise inside her vagina, according to the reports in Spanish media. Staff at the emergency department of a medical center in the south of the island of Tenerife are said to have called the local cops after finding the bizarre discovery. The respected Daily El Dia claimed the unnamed woman, described as an expat by El Confidencial, is said to have sought help after suffering pain in her genital area, while doctors diagnosed as an infection caused by the reptile. The Sun has not been able to independently verify any of the claims that have been widely reported in Spanish media. She has said to have told police she began to feel odd after going out partying with a group of British friends a couple of days earlier. El Periodico. She apparently had no idea how the reptile ended up where it did. The size of the reptile has not.
Oh my god!
I'm just wondering how big was that fucker? Just saying, like, I don't know where I'm going. Little cave or.
You know how you know that it's up there? How the fuck does a dead turtle stay in your snatch and you don't fucking know it's up there?
Oh.
No.
Well, unfortunately, the size of the reptile has not been revealed, and some reports suggest it may have been a turtle rather than a tortoise, because that's important.
Somehow that's important. That's an important detail.
Yeah.
Island papers and respected Spanish dailies, which have echoed the story, have named the medical center she attended as El Mojon in the municipality of Arona in the south of the island. The facility, above the holiday resort of Los Cristianos, operates as a small hospital and is eventually expected to become the main southern state hospital. And okay, no one's commenting. Okay, that's about it.
No, well, you said she thinks it happened after a drunken night with some British friends.
Yeah, there's a follow-up article.
She was just hammered and she's just like, "Hey guys, watch me shove this turtle up my pussy." It's gonna be fucking hilarious. Just watch. And then she forgot about it the next day.
Yeah, now they're thinking that it's sexual assault or something. That's what the follow-up article that I originally put in the chat was. But I meant to.
Sexual assault. They think somebody shoved a turtle up her snatch.
No, see, it was her child shoved up an egg. Just thought it was, hey, I want a baby brother. Shoved an egg up mommy's cooch while she was sleeping, and nope, nothing was born.
It was a freshwater Chinese pond turtle.
Oh, I think I know how it happened.
Oh?
Oh?
Yeah, I'm sorry to pop right in here, but a story I found: injured turtle gets around on Lego wheelchair while healing.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So he lost his wheelchair crawling into her
cyborg.
Maybe crawled in there for warmth.
Oh, dude. No.
Maybe was it a snatching turtle?
Oh, come on.
Rob, really?
Oh, that was beautiful.
Only old people do those fucking jokes. Because we've run out of jokes.
It sounds like she had a shell of a time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Motherfucker. You keep those puns up, and I'm going to have to report you to the YouTube police.
Oh shit!
I am the pun king here, so you don't have that authority.
It's not very penny.
No, it's not. We're gonna fucking keep it that way. Like, I don't know what it is. I guess I'm having one of my nights where it's like, no, you fuck off with your puns. Like most of the time, I used to hang around people that used to say so many puns that now, like, I will fucking say my own puns and shit. I have been corrupted, as it were. But like, I will still occasionally have my days or my nights where I'm just like, don't you start a pun. Don't you do it. Don't fucking say it. If you say it, I'm going to set this whole fucking place on fire.
Oh, it sounds like Fading Dark has a better story about shit being up in a broad snatch.
Do what?
Chicken
The
nugget.
Brock is a little heated, huh?
There was this one crazy night. Tequila was involved.
Babe is saying that you should ask about the lady in the emergency room about the chicken nugget upper snatch. You should ask Fading Dark about that.
Oh no, Faye, tell us the story.
Yeah, this sounds like a
gosh.
personal encounter.
That sounds like the kind of story time that you really need to just,
That's
hear
not
it.
the kind of meat any broad wants inside her. Nope.
Okay, we got MK Fenris saying, I want Brockis angrier or I'm fleeing to CAP. I believe I can assist with that.
Well, it is your turn after the turtle cooch.
Turtle Cooch.
Ooh, fried chicken. Sorry.
Wait, does anyone else notice the weird connection there? The first story was about two sea creatures fucking just beating shit at each other to the point where, like, a human, an innocent bystander, just so happens to get unfortunately attacked in the process, and then it moves on to another sea creature.
This time being in a snatch.
On the
Teenage
Snatchcast!
Cougar Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant, what the fuck are we doing?
He was practicing his ninja training, vanished silently without a trace.
Ninja
And
vanished.
he just vanished into the wrong spot.
Yeah, just couldn't get out of there.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, Rob, you're up. You got the next story. Give us
Okay, we got a Florida naked man. We got
naked man
for
Florida.
Brockus.
Hold on. We're not actually betting, but who wants to take a guess as to what Florida man is doing? I'm guessing just casual things around the house, like mowing the lawn, taking out the trash, maybe even like cleaning out the gutters.
Any
I'm
other
gonna guess
guesses?
it's someone in their car.
Drugs.
Drugs. Okay, drugs are clearly involved. It's Florida, and it's a naked man. If you haven't figured
I'm
out
going with
Florida
attacking
naked man.
someone in their car.
Oh, okay.
Okay, is that all the guesses? We got one more.
He's chasing a chicken. There we go.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
I think the combination of you and Mark has just about got it nailed. Naked man chased you around Palm Coast Chick-fil-A parking lot.
Wow.
Okay.
You both kind of hit on a little element there.
What the fuck? Okay. What is this shit? He's getting chased in a Chick-fil-A. Legitimate in the parking lot of a Chick-fil-A. Like, I swear, I'm starting to think that Terry and Mark actually read the stories ahead of time because they were way too close combined.
No,
All right. Well, why did Florida
know
man-
Friday
no until 2 days ago.
Andrew, for just a second, because this article is being a motherfucker and not loading. So give me just a second.
It'll happen. You probably got it from one of those free news websites that's just got ads all over the fucking place.
Oh, I'm getting fucking farted with ads.
Oh, I had
Yeah,
the
it's
problem.
kind
I
of
was trying to get to the correct article that I was reading too. Took
You
forever.
guys remember when you would try to get onto like a free porn site back in like the early 2000s and shit?
Oh God.
The fucking
Late
pop-up
90s.
ads as you were
Oh,
clicking
yeah.
on the video, like, oh yeah, I want to see a fucking big titty chick get railed from behind. You go to click the play button, and all of a sudden a pop-up ad that was visibly hovered there clicks, and now you've got like 7 windows open to fucking girl gets fucked by horse.
Oh, no.
Which is what Brock was
funniest
looking
one
for in the first place.
The funniest one to me was when that accidentally did happen to me a couple of times, and one of the times it was like girl gets fucked by horse cock, but it was just a black dude. And I was like, well, they're not even trying to hide it now.
Hello?
How's your article?
Okay. It finally popped the fuck up. Yep. All right. Palm Coast. A Palm Coast man stripped naked chased two unwitting strangers around a Chick-fil-A parking lot, then yelled for responding deputies to look at his genitals early Monday morning, according to a Flagler County Sheriff's Office report. Corey Hatzel, 30, was charged with disorderly conduct, breach of peace, and resisting arrest. He remained jailed on $1,000 bail late Monday. Nobody's coming to claim that motherfucker.
That bro had some balls.
According to an arrest report, Ariana Mabini said her boyfriend was riding his bicycle home from work at about 1:15 a.m. Monday. He called to tell her a man was chasing him on foot as he rode past a Winn-Dixie along Palm Coast Parkway. That man later proved to be Hatzel, according to deputies. By the time Mabini, 21, and her 23-year-old friend Donald Ellis made it to Chick-fil-A, Hatzel was trying to fight with her boyfriend. She told deputies he then took off his clothes and began yelling, "You're gay for looking at my penis."
Hey.
Okay.
You fucking homo. You're checking out my dick, you fucking homo.
Okay, am I the only one? Am I the only one here that thinks that is some shit that if given the right opportunity, me, Mark, or Rob would have totally fucking done to somebody? Just start stripping off our clothes. Like, you're gay for looking at my dick.
Oh, God.
What do you want, my body? Is that what you want? Well, you can have it here.
Oh, shit.
You pervert. Just staring at my dick all night. I'll give you something to stare at.
Wow. Okay, you know what? Point goes to Florida, man. That is a hell of a fucking way to just get in the news and or deter a possible fight. Or even try to start a naked fight. I don't know. Like, I love those videos, by the way. They're some of my favorite videos to just randomly click on if you're ever scrolling through Facebook or Twitter or whatever social media fucking site and somebody uploads one of those videos where it's the men who fucking wear like thongs and banana hammocks and shit like that under their clothing, and they are purposely getting into fights with these guys that look like, you know, they've been in a couple of fights and shit, and as the fight is about to happen, they rip their shirts off and then drop their pants to reveal a man in a fucking thong banana hammock, and they just chase him with their pants down to their ankles down. It's fucking wonderful.
Wow.
Oh no, they need to get the breakaway pants, bro.
Oh, God, the old 90s, early 2000s
pull that
breakaway
shit
pants.
off like he's fucking pulling the tablecloth out from under fucking balls.
Hey, ladies.
Banana hammock time.
Sorry.
The whole skirt, so you can just rip that shit off.
Anybody else thinking of Jackass right now? No? Just me? Okay.
Now I am.
Oh,
I was
God.
thinking of Wade, that fucking game that they play where they whip their nuts out and call everyone fags.
Oh.
Yeah, they got the chicken wing, and
I wonder if he did the bat wing.
Yeah, the bat wing, the brain,
the goat head,
the Abraham Lincoln, the goat. Yeah, the goat.
Oh, gosh.
That game is really fucked up. Here's the twisted part. After that movie had come out, a buddy of mine had legitimately been working as a chef for a fucking restaurant for a while. He confirmed everything that happened in that movie is shit that legitimately happens in real life at restaurants.
I waited fucking tables for like 15 fucking years, man. All of that shit fucking happens all the fucking time.
You fucking know.
All the fucking time.
Mark, you ever wait at wait tables as well?
Oh, yeah. I don't know where he went, but yeah.
Yeah, that was waited at tables Put their dick out at work. I'm just saying. People don't put their dick out at work.
Yeah, no, that didn't happen.
You wait till after work and then you whip your dick out.
Every type of coworker that you encounter in restaurants was represented. Every type of customer, like shitty ass fucking customer, was represented. Like
no,
that.
they didn't
Oh
have
my
the
god,
two
that
drunk
fucking.
dude.
That's true. They didn't have the two drunk dude. That is true. But the fuckers that come in at the last minute, the fuckers that order big old fucking meals and then leave you $1 tip or fucking 75 cents on a $90 check. Those bitches that complain about fucking everything. I don't have enough time. My salad. I'm not done with my salad. So why is my food here? It's because you're eating like a slow fucking bitch. Okay, we want to get your food out while it's goddamn hot.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most disgusting yet satisfying scenes in the entire fucking movie, where it's just like you're watching these dudes legitimately sabotage her steak because she was being a complete bitch. And normally I would be like, don't do that. That's disgusting. That's very poor fucking, behavior at a restaurant. You should have better decor than that. But then like I remember how she acted and I'm like, I would have peed all over.
No, that is the golden rule. You don't fuck with people that handle your food.
No.
Yep.
Simple enough concept to grasp.
Yeah, it is.
Also, okay, I'm from New Mexico, where there's tons of Native Americans everywhere. And we got a joke down there. What's the difference between an Indian and a canoe?
What?
A canoe tip.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that Mark's fucking nailed that one for sure.
Wow.
As a stereotype, that is other than alcoholism, I think Native Americans have the worst reputation for tipping. Even worse than like foreigners.
Hey, foreigners aren't used to it though.
Foreigners
to be honest,
were never that bad. But hashtag not all black people need to you all really need to learn how to tip.
Well, they know how to tip, they just don't want to.
Right? Hashtag not all. But
if you live in this country for at least 3 years, you know how to fucking tip.
Oh yeah.
It's that simple because you don't always stay in and fucking cook and shit like that.
Even if you don't live in this country, you should, like, I know if I go to Europe, they don't tip over there, or Canada, they don't tip.
I
know that. I know that if they came over here, they know that we tip over here. We have a tip restaurant system. It's pretty well known.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
All right. Well, anyways, we've spent enough time on, crazy shit going on at restaurants and whatnot. So let's go ahead and move on to the next story. Mark, what you got for us?
You guys ready for this one? I don't know if you're ready for this one. Rockus, are you sitting down?
My body is ready.
I am so ready. If it's what I think it is. Yes.
Oh, God.
Punched in the face after accusing a refugee family of trafficking.
What?
There's a video of this.
I saw it. She was live streaming on Twitch or some shit like that. It was fucking. I saw the video. It is fucking amazing. But go ahead with the article, or is it just the video?
Lindsay Lohan got a fist in the face after accusing a Syrian refugee family of trafficking. They keep putting trafficking in air quotes like it's not really a thing. Like,
yeah, some people use them to intensify instead of like bolding or italicizing.
I hate that. You don't use quotation
to emphasize, to emphasize something.
All right, and trying to take the children from their parents, unless you're on a phone, because like I don't know how to bold or italicize things on a phone, so I do fucking use quotes for emphasis.
Yeah.
All right. The viral video, which is believed to have been filmed in Moscow and posted to Lohan's Instagram account, starts with the actress approaching a family in the street and saying to her viewers, quote, "I just want to show you a family I met, a Syrian refugee family. I'm going to introduce you to them." Lohan is then seen trying to convince the kids to come with her back to her hotel. Kinky.
Okay, Lohan we know speaks English. Were these people speaking any other language other than quite possibly their main language or even Russian?
But I don't know,
It did
Robert.
sound like it in the video.
They may have picked up a little bit like that, but how much language do you need to understand when someone like grabs your kids and tries to walk away with them?
Yeah, no.
It's like that pretty much transcends a language barrier there.
So bad.
Whoa. I guess Lindsay Lohan knows Arabic. Okay. Well, she tries.
I think she does know a little bit. I think she does know a little bit. But even when she was speaking in English, she was using like an Arabic accent. Like she was like,
What? Wow.
it was kind of weird. It was like she would switch because she was speaking to them. She was using a little Arabic with them.
Italian, you're like, hey,
yeah, exactly. It's like,
I'm walking here. Okay.
Lindsay Lohan tried to steal somebody else's kids while at the same time pulling a Madonna. Gotcha.
All right. When the family refuses, she follows them down the street, urging the children to come with her and yelling at them in Arabic.
Didn't she become Muslim after she became Jewish?
Oh, that's right. What? She did convert for her ex.
What?
Yeah, she converted to Judaism and then converted to Islam.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
She is desperate for attention.
He still eats pork, but it has to be halal.
I can't. Wow.
That's a hell of a ride, though. Like, you start off in a family that is essentially Christian, become atheists, convert to Judaism because you've decided that you're going to be socially a lesbian and start dating some fucking really hot piece of lesbian ass who turns out is actually bisexual. And then she leaves your broken, dumb, fuck, drunk ass because, you can't get your shit together at all. Like, I swear to God, she was two more incidents away from Papa Roach creating a fucking terrible song about her and stuff. But after you've converted to Judaism because, your hot bisexual fucking girlfriend has left you, but she was a Jew. She was like, if we're going to get married, you got to go Jew. Whatever, not a big deal. Then you convert to Islam. So how pissed off are you at her?
Apparently. Holy shit.
Wow.
I wonder if you wanted to throw yourself off
kill her and her people. Yeah, like she stops being a lesbian and converts to Islam, and it's just I have to sit back and go, man, you were that pissed off at the breakup that you went to the people that are actively looking for her kind to murder them because she's a 2 times offender, lesbian, they don't like gays, and fucking Jewish. Gotcha, Lindsay. Okay. Hey.
More tolerant of lesbians than they are gay guys.
Lesbian, Jewish, Muslim.
True. I swear, Terry does have a point. I'm pretty sure there are people in fucking Israel, not Israel. There are people in the fucking Islamic countries. Not all of them, but some Muslims are like, okay, I'm not a fan of all these gay men around here constantly hitting on me, so we're going to throw them off the buildings. But these women who keep kissing other women, I like these a lot. Yeah. I think Allah brought these to us. I'm pretty sure Allah will look on these and say, I'm good with these.
Did I say stop? All right.
You continue to kiss each other. That's fine. It's fine. My wife is she's watching. She's taking tips. She's writing down. You better be writing down something right now. Do not make me backhand you. We are in this country that I can do this legally. All right. Anyways, jokes aside, continue with. Was there anything more of Miss Lohan trying to kidnap children?
There's a little bit. So, quote, they're trafficking children. I won't leave until I take you, she shouts. Now I know who you are. Don't fuck with me.
Oh
the
my
video
gosh.
And this video is families gathering up and trying to walk away. Like they were homeless on a sidewalk. And then Lindsay Lohan starts coming up and fucking with them. And they're like, okay, we're going to leave. And they start walking away with their kids. Of course their kids are going with them. And Lindsay's just following them, talking shit. It's fucked up shit. Yeah.
Oh,
Was she high?
She was high on virtue.
Oh, God.
She was all
Virtue's
fucked
a hell of a
up
drug.
Yeah, on 100%.
So much cocaine in the 2000s, she's still fucking floating.
I've converted to Islam. Allah is my drug.
Oh, God.
No. Allah is my anti-drug.
Allah is my anti-drug. Also, I'm very high on Allah.
You mix Allah with a little bit of hydrocodone, some alcohol. That's good Allah. That's some good Allah.
He's not Sprite in this bottle. I'm just saying.
All right. Let me just finish this. Let me finish this up real quick.
Okay.
The video ends with the situation turning physical after the children's mother strikes Lohan. She then turns the camera on herself and says tearfully, "I'm like in shock right now. I'm just like so scared." He says like twice.
She went
Bitch,
from
you tried to steal somebody's fucking like,
she went from white girl converted to Islam to Valley Girl. What the fuck?
She says like it's Valley Girl sounded appropriate.
Like,
Okay,
oh
and
my
one
God.
last thing. There is another headline regarding Lindsay Lohan on here, but I don't need to read the story because we all know how it turns out. Lindsay Lohan apologizes for calling Me Too accusers attention seekers and weak.
Wow.
Interesting.
I
I
don't
think
know
that's
how
probably,
that's gonna go.
Yeah. She's ruined.
Never
for
apologize.
We thought she was obscure and obsolete before. She is gone.
Yeah, she's off the, the tolerated list. She's gonna vanish
Ooh,
for a while.
Mark. Cringe of yesteryear. Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan.
oh my God! Actually, that would be a great fucking episode.
Yeah.
I might even join in on that one.
Cringe of yesteryear.
Pretty good one.
Yeah, I typically don't do the cringe of yesteryear episodes, even if I am producing the motherfucker, just because it's like, look, you guys are talking about people and things that I don't really care about. I'm just gonna sit here and play World of Warcraft and fucking do my thing. But if you're gonna talk about Lindsay Lohan, I might have to just jump in to mock the shit out of that woman. I don't know what it is about Lindsay Lohan. I think I masturbated to pictures of her way too much when I was in fucking high school. But
I'm gonna add her and see if she'll come on.
What?
I'm gonna add her and see if she'll come on.
Oh, that would be interesting as fuck.
Who?
I would probably then tell her, like, you know, bitch, I'm about the same age as you, and I used to spank it to you a lot.
Oh, yuck. No.
Just to creep her out. Just to creep her out.
Sure.
Actually, after talking to you today, I'm probably going to go on the internet and fap to you tonight. There's not a damn thing you can do about it.
Yeah. No, actually, truth be told, I don't believe I've ever actually fapped it to Lindsay Lohan, because anytime I would go online, if I was fapping it to some other redhead, it was actually a porn star named April O'Neil. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her.
I like her. She's hot.
Yeah, she is definitely fucking hot. And appropriately, it did at least one Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fucking parody movie, just because it's like, you can't have a name like that and not do that movie.
And not be in TNFT Triple X.
That right there is a very questionable move. Like, you have that name as a porn star, but you're not doing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I only care. Did she have the yellow coat?
Yes.
Good.
Got fucked by all 4 turtles at one point.
Oh, God.
And that's how you get one stuck in your fucking vagina.
No, wait, did she have the yellow coat or did she have the yellow jumpsuit?
Oh, jumpsuit.
There it is. That's what I'm
not for very long, I guess.
Yeah, not the whole time. Just for the first couple minutes.
Oh, man. All right, we're going to bring this back around to the top of the order. We're going to go back to Sestra. Sestra, what other stories do you have for us?
Oh, no. Well, I do have another Florida man, another naked Florida man, to be exact. Who wants to guess what this one's doing?
A lot of questionable things.
Dragging a gator across the parking lot.
He's spraying something at police, either a bodily fluid or some kind of lighter fluid or something, maybe paint, he's throwing some kind of fluid at police.
Hitting a
Casual-
police officer with a gator.
Nope.
Casually walking into a grocery store.
Nope. Oh,
Breaking into
gosh.
someone's home.
That's not my cat. Grandma uses false teeth to scare naked man off her porch. Straight from the Miami Herald. When a 73-year-old Florida woman opened the blinds early in the morning Friday, she expected to see her cat on the back porch. The Titusville woman saw a larger fleeting shadow. What the hell? That's not my cat. Instead, it was a 6-foot-tall man, naked as a jaybird, standing there, gyrating.
As you do.
Yeah.
That man, identified as Axel Riviera, 28, by the Brevard County Sheriff's Police.
Awesome name, by the way.
Right. is now charged with unarmed felony burglary of an unoccupied structure and misdemeanor of exposure of sexual organs.
Burglary?
Yes. Oh, yes. Because he broke the handle off the porch's screen door to gain access to the back porch.
Oh, okay.
He was standing there naked on her back porch, exposing himself in a lewd manner, with his hands in the air and, quote, gyrating his hips.
Oh, he was doing a helicopter dick. Good for him.
He was
Peterson.
Helicopter dick. Helicopter dick. Helicopter dick.
Peterson saw his clothes, Grandma saw his clothes scattered on her back porch. But before her granddaughter could call the police, she figured on giving the nude dude a fright. She popped out her teeth and shouted, "Grandma, no teeth!" On Saturday,
I'm not armed.
I have no weapons to use against you. My teeth are gone.
let me gum at it, boy.
I got no teeth, got no teeth. Helicopter dick, got no teeth, got no teeth. Helicopter dick.
Hey, best blowjob ever, no teeth, right? On Saturday, he remained at the county jail on a total bond of $15,500. I just thought gyrating
just for a helicopter
Florida man to Grandma who offered him a fucking gummer is hilarious.
15 grand for a helicopter dick? That's outrageous.
Don't forget the broken door handle, though.
Right?
Those are
That's
expensive.
what, like $40?
In fucking Florida, it probably cost her like fucking 40 cents.
Probably.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Oh, that was a good story.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like gummers? I mean, nude Florida men.
Everybody loves a nude Florida man.
I think naked Florida man is one of the reasons why Rob gets up in the morning.
Dual Wield in the chat says that his helicopter dick lifts him 3 feet off the ground.
I believe it. I don't know why, but I believe it.
Yeah, it sounds legit.
No, it does sound legit.
Yeah, but can you hang my towels for me?
Perhaps.
Honestly, when it
At least until the blood flow subsides.
Oh, shit.
Honestly, when she brought up the dentures thing, I thought she might have thrown it or tried to do something with.
Remove the dentures. All right, Shady, come on, let's do this.
Oh, gosh.
No, I meant like chomp with the dentures.
Oh well, that's also another thing. I guess would you have to register your dentures as a dangerous weapon, because at that point you could just remove them from your to like chomp on somebody's fucking ball sack or something.
Next ban in the UK: dentures, dangerous weapon.
Oh gosh.
Yep.
Man.
Wouldn't be surprised.
We already took your butter knives. We're going to come for your dentures next, bastards. And we've taken your
Are those
meantime.
assault teeth, ma'am?
Ma'am, do you have a license for those?
You got a permit
teeth?
for those, mate?
Oi.
Got a permit for that meat there?
Oh god.
God, the UK is imploding.
Yes. Turn a blind eye to it. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. It's not gonna come here.
Look how goofy the police are. They put rainbows
the people.
on their cars.
They do. The people themselves have not turned a blind eye. They have been complaining for a long time now. This is reminiscent of the reason why America even like separated itself from England, because the ridiculous ass laws and rules were pissing us the fuck off. They're about to fucking stare at the business end of a goddamn revolutionary gun sometime soon, because the people just consistently throwing their hands in the air like, what the fuck are you doing? What is this? We're 4 fucking countries and you guys can't get your shit together. You're putting people in jail because they told a fucking joke. Now you're actually outlawing memes because you can't handle fucking jokes. Who's making these laws? And then they look over at Australia and be like, oh, you're the cunts that are responsible, aren't you?
See, now they want to come over to America despite Trump.
Oh, there's already a handful.
They have their memes.
It's true.
I'm not exactly a fan of going over and being ruled over by a man who looks like he just bathes in Cheeto dust all day, but it's a lot better than being ruled by a bunch of incompetent fucking old cunts who have no idea what a sense of humor is. Decisions. Have a joke, be in control of everything, or have everything be a goddamn crime that is a joke.
See, the British Empire. Once the greatest empire in the world, now the graveyard of humor.
Yeah. You know what? I'm starting to think that that the UK should have just dropped their morals a long time ago, because the second they started giving shit back, they just got more and more pussified. They used to be those big badasses on the battlefield who wore armor from head to toe and were just like, we're going to come and take all your shit. Why? Because we fucking can. Now they're just like, we're sorry, we'll give you part of England.
Now they're like, oh no, our royalty knows how to close a fucking car door. That's news.
Oh dear God. One of our noblemen figured out how to tie his own shoe because he just decided to fucking learn how to tie his own shoe. I'm not sure what to do with this. Outlaw butter knives! I've lost my sanity. I'm not sure. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and move on to another one of Terry's stories. Terry,
okay.
I'm sure you got something more cringeworthy than just naked Florida man.
Well, California becomes the first state to require women on corporate boards.
And this is one of the reasons why I fucking want to leave this state. There, California, little UK.
Yeah. Ironically, the UK was courting Texas to become part of the British Empire before America swooped in and got them. But now, California is basically the UK. Anyway, a fourth of publicly held corporations with headquarters in California don't have any women on their boards of directors. Sacramento, California. California has become the first state to require publicly traded companies to include women on their board of directors, according to a law signed by Sunday by Governor Jerry Brown. And it just skipped halfway down because of an ad. Yay. The measure requires at least one female director on each board of California-based companies by the end of next year. Companies would need up to 3 female directors by the end of 2021, depending on the number of board seats. The Democratic governor referenced the objections and legal concerns that the law has raised. I don't minimize the potential flaws that indeed may prove fatal to its ultimate implementation, Brown wrote in a signing statement. Nevertheless, recent...
I'm just saying, like, that seems it being illegal, it seems to pose the biggest problem in my eyes. You know?
Nevertheless, recent events in Washington, D.C. and beyond make it crystal clear that many are not getting the message. They are not listening, so we must force them to do. AKA. Some European countries, including Norway and France, already mandate that corporate boards include women. Having more women on boards will make companies more successful, said State Senator Hannah Beth Jackson. Hannah Beth.
How?
Who authored the bill SB 826. Women tend to be more collaborative and are better at multitasking, the Centric Barber Democrat said. She believes having more women in power also could help reduce sexual assault and harassment in the workplace. Watch it go up.
Yeah, just straight the fuck up.
Watch reports of it go up. I mean, a fourth publicly held corporations with headquarters in California don't have any women on their boards of directors. These companies have not done enough to increase the number of women on their boards, despite the legislature's urging and making government intervention necessary, Jackson said. This is one of the last bastions of male total domination, she said. We know that the public and business are not being well served by this level of discrimination.
No, of
the
course.
California Chamber of Commerce argued that the composition of corporate boards should be determined internally, not mandated by the government. Sensible. The chamber said that the new law will prioritize gender over other aspects of diversity, such as race and ethnicity. Oh no. It creates a challenge for a board on achieving broader diversity goals, said Jennifer Barrera, Senior Vice President for Policy at the Chamber. The new policy will be difficult for companies to implement and violates constitutional prohibitions against discrimination, she said. The law applies to companies that report having their principal executive offices in California. Companies can be fined $100,000 for a first violation and $300,000 for subsequent violations. And is that it? It's not going down any further. I guess that's it. Did it die? Yeah, my browser.
Yeah, internet sucks sometimes. It's so blatantly fucking illegal. You cannot discriminate on the basis of sex.
Yeah,
when you're hiring, you cannot make that a law.
No,
this is another one of those things where, as I was saying before we went live, one of the reasons why California is a complete shit state is that it will continuously create questionable laws that are incredibly vague for a lot of companies and corporations to be able to use that to become some of the most corrupt fucking companies that you will ever actually encounter. Now, whereas, say, Walmart is actually a wonderful company to work for in a state like, let's just say, Minnesota. You know, you can work at Walmart, you make a decent living, you actually have a comfortable life, you eventually get to manager, you get to store manager, regional manager, all that stuff. You know, Walmart in other states is probably a really great place to actually work at, and you know, all that shit. It's not it might not be one of those companies that's universally garbage to go and become an employee for. As a customer, you are treated with the utmost respect. You are royalty to them. They roll out the fucking red carpet for everybody, but as an employee, you're treated like shit. You're a slave. You're a manservant. You're a woman servant, whatever the fucking case is and shit like that. But here in California, almost consistently every fucking company has the same attitude. We know the law very well. We have enough lawyers to exploit the shit out of it, and you can't do a fucking thing about it. And then, like, no matter how many times this company has had lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, they stay around because they just keep making money despite having to actually deal with so many fucking lawsuits. It's insane. I fucking hate this state. It is a terrible fucking place to live. Everything is way too fucking expensive. The people are awful in general. And now they're pushing for companies to basically say, I don't care what the merits are. You better get vagina in on this corporate fucking board right now, or you're going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble. We will shut everything down. We will have all of you fired. Okay.
And watch the women who aren't used to being around men get really offended, and all of the allegations, not probably of sexual misconduct, are going to go through the roof because they just don't.
Oh, yeah. No, the first 5 female employees that they actually legitimately hire for that exact position, 4 out of 5 of them will suddenly have a sexual harassment lawsuit on the company. The 5th one is just going to be somebody like, I don't know, fucking Sestra sitting there minding her own goddamn business like, wait, what? Somebody touched you? When? Been here this whole time. Nobody's fucking touched you except Sally, and Sally's a cunt.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I see that Will Honorless is trying to convince me to move to Ohio. No, I don't know.
What they're going to do is they're going to drive all the fucking business out of goddamn California.
Move to Texas like all the other Californians. We need some cool Californians.
Oh, actually, that is one of the things that. God damn it, Terry, you're fucking Texan too. I was just talking to a buddy of mine from work earlier today about this. I don't know what it is, but the majority of the people I talk to on the internet are from fucking Texas.
I was born there.
Okay, you're not helping.
I know, that's why I said it.
When I finally made the conscious choice to move the fuck out of this state, I'm currently waiting for not only me to be healthy enough to go back to work because of my injury and shit, but also deal with my own fucking legal bullshit that I have to constantly deal with right now. Anyways, once everything is settled and I'm able to go back to work and actually make a fucking living and all that stuff, one of the things that I had decided I was going to do is move out of this state. Now, my first initial instinct was move back to Nevada. Vegas was actually awesome. You thrived out there. You actually, even if it was at one point or another, living paycheck to paycheck, I never really struggled because it's very easy to find work out in Vegas. It's very easy to find work in certain states. And it's one thing that California does not and has not had in 20 fucking years. A very good hiring rate. Because most people in California are fucking unemployed, or they are rich pieces of shit who live off of their daddy and mommy's dime and just fucking spend it all on everything. So then, they just bring everything fucking down because they're just shitting out cash like they're an ATM or something. But I had actually considered moving to Nevada. But then I thought to myself, you know what? I have a buddy in Texas who's actually been trying to get me to move out there for a very long time. He says it's very cheap to live out there, and the paychecks are actually very good. And he, within the first year, made so much money at his profession. He's a mechanic. That he's been living a relatively comfortable life. And when I thought more about that, I was just like, well, Blizzard's headquarters is also out there, and I do love Blizzard.
But then you gotta deal with the fucking Blue Northerns and fucking humidity and or dryness and or floods and or tornadoes.
So, I've been in tornadoes. I've been around floods. I have experienced both humidity and dry heat. There isn't, except for a blizzard, a single fucking harsh weather situation I have not myself physically experienced. I don't care. The weather doesn't scare me. If Mother Nature's going to take me out, it's going to take me out. I can't fight that shit.
Dude, blizzards are awesome. You just stay inside while it's happening, and then fucking afterwards you have a winter wonderland to play in. And the whole city shuts down.
9 months later, you have a child.
Rockets, what did you do during the blizzard? Well, I played World of Warcraft until the power went out, and then I just grabbed my phone and masturbated until my phone died.
And then I used my imagination of Lindsay Lohan from when I was a teenager.
No, I wouldn't be able to think of Lindsay Lohan when she was actually hot and in her early 20s and shit, because my mind would immediately think of her current redheaded Skeletor image, and I'd just be like,
so bad. Oh,
turn into the Monarch.
I knew you'd go back to that smooth talking jackass.
Oh gosh.
No, but oh fucking hell, that woman is a train wreck. We used to watch Britney Spears and think, holy shit, that's a train wreck. We watched what's that blonde chick, Tara something or other. We're like, oh yeah, she's Tara Reid. She's a train wreck and all that shit. Lindsay Lohan is the ultimate fucking train wreck. She isn't just a train wreck. She's a 20-car pileup that causes a train wreck that inevitably creates an EMP bomb that causes a fucking plane crash. That's what fucking Lindsay Lohan is. It is incredible how
is goddamn she going to cause a Yellowstone eruption?
Yes.
Oh god.
We're away from Yellowstone.
that woman is fucking just pure entertainment. Not in a good way. Never in a good way. Oh, well, okay. So I was going to actually read a legit article, but this entire time I have just been enjoying the insanity that has been these articles. So I'm just going to go ahead and update everybody on this particular story. Who follows hashtag Comicsgate?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I love this. Dude, it is so awesome.
It's
You
turned
love what?
into such cringe.
Have you heard about this lawsuit, dude?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure that's what you're talking about, right, Brockus?
That is exactly what I'm
No,
talking
I
about.
have not
Yes.
heard about the lawsuit.
Which
hit me up
lawsuit?
and enlighten me.
So
No.
sometime last year, Richard C. Meyer and John Malin and Brett Smith, the three heads of Jawbreakers, which was an amazing fucking Indiegogo that really pushed the indie comic books on Indiegogo forward like a fucking fuck ton.
Huge. Just showed people that you don't have to be in the comic industry to make successful comics and shit.
Yeah, like Richard C. Meyer, a technical no-name. The only reason why I say a technical no-name is because he's only known on YouTube and in the comic book community and shit as a fan, not necessarily as an actual pro or anything like that. He wrote Brett Smith colored Jawbreakers and John Malin drew Jawbreakers. And with Brett Smith and John Malin on the project, this thing became a gorgeous piece of work. And because of that, they gained a fuckload of traction. The Indiegogo hit its goal within the first couple of weeks. And then they just kept rising the goal and giving better fucking benefits to, like, you know, if you donate this much, you get this, and so on and so forth.
But
So
tell them, Brockus, why did they have to use an Indiegogo?
Well, originally they had to use an Indiegogo because they couldn't actually go anywhere in particular, because Marvel, of course, was closed doors. DC was also closed doors. John Malin had at that time already kind of like separated himself from Marvel, and in an interview was getting lambasted by a fucking gaggle of SJWs online because he actually was asked the question of, hey, you think that the X-Men are like the Jews in the Holocaust, right? He's like, no, actually, the SJWs are the Nazis in the Holocaust. And that's what got, oh, man, they fucking hated his guts for that shit. They despised that man.
Where's the lie, though?
Exactly.
What happened?
So,
with some publishing company, I think he's talking about, right?
Is there a lawsuit?
So eventually, when the Indiegogo got so fucking ridiculously big that Rich decided that, by the way, Richard goes by Diversity in Comics, aka your boy Pat. I'm sorry, your boy Zach.
You're telling it wrong. You're telling it all wrong.
Calm down. So when it got big enough, he decided he wanted to actually put these in stores, like legitimate stores, not just fucking, you know, a digital copy you can buy and own and all that stuff. He didn't want to just keep it to store the online. He wanted it to be in stores, and he wanted to walk into a store and see his book. So he was contacted by a independent publishing company called Anarchic Press. Anarchic Press and him had actually gone public with the fact that they were going to be doing business with each other, that they were Anarchic Press was going to publish Jawbreakers, and Mark Waid, a 30-plus year fucking veteran in the comic book companies, did not like this. And he called up just the day he made this tweet, by the way. He made a couple of tweets saying he was going to convince Anarchic Press to back down. For the next 36 hours, he bullied the shit out of the owner and operator of Anarchic Press. So much that the owner-operator called up Rich and was crying. Tears were in his fucking eyes. Like, Rich could hear the goddamn tears. And he told him, I'm sorry, I know I said we were going to go forward with the project, but I just can't. I can't handle this kind of attention. We never get this level of attention. We never get people doing this kind of stuff. And it's just too much. So they basically said, okay, that's fine. We'll find another way, so on and so forth. The lawsuit is because Richard C. Meyer just got fucked out of a shitload of money and having his book published and put in stores and everything, because Mark Waid can't handle competition.
Oh yeah, I remember
So-
hearing about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So when he had talked about the lawsuit, nothing had happened for months until Ethan Van Sciver and him sat down, and Ethan basically goaded him and said, "You're not going to do it, pussy." Richard C. Meyer is now officially suing Mark Waid for what happened, for basically doing something extremely illegal, which was essentially interrupt and fuck with an actual business deal between two completely neutral fucking parties.
For personal, for like, and it's even like more egregious because he's in the same industry. It's like a competitor trying to shut down. It's very, very illegal. You can't. You can't. Fuck up a business contract like that.
This would be like if Target suddenly got a contract.
Too, right?
Originally, Rich was thinking about just doing defamation, but he went for the full thing. The lawsuit is everything.
Tortious interference. That's the interference with a contract, and that's an old ass law that's been around for over a century and shit. So there's not going to be precedent set or anything like that. But there's like a defamation claim.
Oh, Mark, your mic is so bad.
Mark Waid has,
Your mic is so
really
bad.
bad.
You keep cutting out. We can't understand.
Yeah, you'll go quiet, cut out, and then come back loud as fuck.
I don't know what to tell you. This is my good mic too. But okay, so there's a defamation thing in there too, because Mark Waid has tweeted things like Richard C. Meyer is affiliated with white supremacists, which is a factual statement. Also claimed Richard C. Meyer released the personal phone numbers of comic book stores' employees when he only released the phone numbers of the comic book stores that were not going to be selling his book.
And that one pissed me the fuck off, because that one was Richard C. Meyer apparently doxed in Mark Waid's head a bunch of comic book companies whose information you can Google simply by typing in the company's fucking name. Somehow that constitutes as a dox. They literally put their shit out there in the public constantly so you can actually find them.
Yeah, they're a business.
Wow. It's a business phone number. He didn't contact the company, say, "Hey, what's Bobby's phone number so I could dox that piece of shit?"
Yeah, it's fucking bad.
So yeah, like Rich is going for the full fucking thing.
Everything
that Mark Waid
is going for it, because it's a pretty slam dunk case. Like that, this guy was fucking with their business deal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, there's gotta have good lawyers, because Marvel's gonna have it. Wade's from Marvel, right?
Well, is he suing Marvel or is he suing Mark Waid?
It's specifically Mark Waid, because currently Marvel does not have him actually under their information as officially employed by Marvel. But we all know that Mark Waid works for Marvel, except he could there could be a loophole in that, in which they have him under freelance employee, which means that he's affiliated but not directly employed by.
Well, so I was listening to Rekieta Law talk about this last night. And according to Rekieta Law, it doesn't really matter what the Marvel or Mark Waid says about their working relationship. What matters is the amount of control Marvel has over Mark Waid's work. So if they pay him money and they tell him like when and where and what to draw, and like the more oversight that they have over Mark Waid, that will be what constitutes whether he is employed by them or not.
Then Marvel is completely fucked in this, because that's not something they really want to get into. Because I don't know if you know this, but Mark Waid was told by C.B. Cebulski, the official chief and editor for Marvel currently, to chill the fuck out on social media after he did what he did.
Well, I would hope so.
Well, no, see, okay, here's one of the problems I have with C.B. Cebulski. C.B. Cebulski was hired after they had gotten rid of Axel Alonso, because Axel Alonso was the guy who was actually spearheading all of the really dumb and questionable changes in Marvel, bringing in a bunch of indie artists to create very poor, very uninteresting artwork in books. You know, stuff that probably would impress my niece, but for longtime readers like myself or any of you, you know, we're just looking at it like, I'd rather just read this in like an Archie book or like, you know, an actual independent kids comic book or even something online. This doesn't look like it's Marvel worthy. I'm not saying it's bad art. I mean, a lot of people say it's really bad art because let me just point out,
comic artists to begin with.
Actually, half of them were webcomic artists. The other half were independent comic book artists who legitimately just came from Tumblr, essentially. And then they created their own company that went nowhere, the Milkshake Girls, for example. They made no fucking money. They didn't make any money on their books. They would get enough money back to where they could just keep making the books, but they never actually made a real profit. And Marvel eventually hired on almost that entire fucking group of chicks just because they wanted more of a diversity push and everything. On top of that, they also had writers writing a bunch of garbage stories like what fucking Dan Slott, Brian Michael Bendis, and a handful of others have actually given us, you fucking pricks. I swear. I hate these two more than anyone right now, just because of what Dan Slott has done to Spider-Man and what fucking Bendis is doing to Superman, you piece of shit.
My god. And She-Hulk was absolutely fucking destroyed.
Oh god, She-Hulk was completely fucking ruined. Earlier in the stream,
I used to love fucking She-Hulk, man.
I still love She-Hulk, but I can't love the new She-Hulk. God damn it, she was the ultimate fucking symbol of feminism for Marvel. She didn't fucking shy away from her craft.
No,
when
she was she'd go into court as the fucking She-Hulk.
Jennifer Walters preferred being She-Hulk than being Jennifer fucking Walters.
Yeah,
do you understand? She loved having her big, tall, muscular, bodacious body. She loved having her huge tits and her fat fucking hard rock abs and her fucking nice fat fucking tush. All that stuff. She loved all of that shit. And one of my favorite quotes from her is, "Do you have any idea how much women have to kill themselves in a gym just to get a body that looks kind of like this?"
4 hours a day, at least.
She kind of followed up with something like that because Bruce was like, I don't get what the reference is. But like, that's one of the things I loved about She-Hulk. When she turned into the big green monster, she didn't shy away from it and then accidentally create a fucking split personality like pissy little bitch Bruce. No. She fully fucking embraced it. And over the publication years, for the 40 fucking plus years that she's existed, this woman has gotten stronger and stronger to the point where she could actually rival the. Then they came up with Planet Hulk and kind of fucking just put him on a whole new tier. And I was just like, God damn it, you assholes. She-Hulk was almost there. She was almost there. I don't know why you
call Bruce Banner a bitch, dude. That guy has it rough, man. If you think the She-Hulk is anywhere close to the Hulk in terms of strength or like taking over his mind, not even close. He like loses himself when he turns into the Hulk, not like She-Hulk. He always kept control for most of the time.
But Bruce is a bitch. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say that Bruce is a bitch. I'm not saying Hulk is a bitch. I'm saying Bruce is a bitch. He cries way too fucking much when he's not the Hulk. Like I'm not a huge fan. I love the Hulk, but sometimes I want Bruce to fucking man.
Bruce Banner's he's always been kind of an asshole.
That's one of the things I don't like about Bruce. He needs to man the fuck up and get over it and just like accept what he is and who he is, or just I don't know, fucking.
There was a comic where he did that.
Kinda.
So the movie was correct in that.
Yeah, actually, a lot of what the movie had said, even with the when they did the Avengers, where he puts a bullet in his mouth and like tries to kill himself, that actually happens in the comic book a couple of times when they rebooted it. When they decided to take the Hulk to a darker place with the writing and all that stuff, they did legitimately have Bruce take a gun and try to blow his fucking head off. The problem is that the second he did that, Hulk woke up and spit the bullet out.
Oh, shiest. See, I'm horrible. Y'all are gonna hate me now. I've never gotten into comics. Bash.
No, we don't
That's
hate
fine.
you.
Same, really. I
There's
read manga for a
honestly,
while.
there's
Learn a
just
lot
been
hating
too
with
much
it.
shit. There's been too much shit for me too. But I do find comic series, the stories of them that I do hear, interesting as fuck. So I love hearing people talk about what, hence why I've been quiet. Because I love
Honestly,
hearing about this.
few comics are some of the greatest fucking stories ever told, man. There are some amazing fucking stories woven throughout the years.
Yeah, I pretty much watch comic book movies, and if there's a cartoon that I watch, find interesting, like X-Men Evolution, I liked.
Oh, that was a good show. That was actually a pretty good show. But I do have to say, for anyone out there who has never really read a comic book or never really decided to read a comic book, if you have like something like dyslexia, I completely understand. But if you are only watching the Marvel, the comic book superhero movies and shit like that, and watching the cartoons, and that's where you're getting the majority of your information, I do highly recommend checking out comic books and actually legitimately reading them. There are several websites out there that will actually give you access to basically, I shouldn't say
The
this,
full fucking thing, yeah.
they're pirated digital comics, because
Yep.
ever since the craze of digital comics has really exploded in the industry, they have actually converted a lot of their old titles and a lot of the stuff that was like 20, 30 years old into the digital copies. And so you can actually read and catch up on some of those great stories without having to, break the bank and fucking have no room in your fucking house because, like, I have 17 fucking goddamn boxes. I don't know what to do with them.
Well, a good way for them to tip their toe in is here on YouTube. There are channels that will take comic book stories and people will read them out and do the voices, and they'll add like background music and sound effects and stuff like that.
Oh,
I
that's cool.
love YouTube. Holy
Oh,
shit.
Yeah,
So,
actually,
like that's how I went through The Killing Joke. Is like they have a really good one with The Killing Joke, and the voices are really good. And I mean, it's pretty. That comic was horrific. Holy fuck!
The Killing Joke is one of my favorite fucking Batman solo comic
so
books,
good.
man. That was such an intense book. Like that was Alan Moore at his best, giving us the true psycho clown at his worst and or best, whichever way you want to see it. And I was just like, fucking hell, yes.
See, and that's my thing is I'm like, nope, I don't want to buy individual comics. Think of me like the Netflix, the person who watches the series on Netflix after it's all been out. So that's what I would want to do with most comics. I've seen
like
bits
comics
and pieces.
read out or something like that. You'll find a whole bunch of different stories that people have read out and put music to and shit like that. It's some of them are shitty, but some of them are really good.
Well, I'm sure.
Like if you wanted to learn about the cosmic heroes of Marvel, go to Jeff. The dude's obsessed with the cosmic heroes, like Silver Surfer, Nova, and stuff like that. Jeff will tell you anything and everything you need to know about fucking the cosmic heroes and shit. It's fucking awesome.
Adam Warlock shit.
Oh, I fucking love Adam Warlock. He's so good. But yeah, no, there are plenty of channels out there. One person I do recommend checking out is Comic Books Explained or Comics Explained. Rob runs the channel, and he actually will give you a breakdown of the different stories, characters, their backgrounds, what publications, well, specifically, like if a company had actually switched them back and forth between this and that, what issues to pick up to actually start reading this character and stuff like that. He's extremely informative. He really knows his stuff. There are a few books out there he is not too familiar with, characters he doesn't really know that well. But if you can convince him that they're actually an interesting character, like they did with his fans did that with Moon Knight. And when he picked up Moon Knight's latest run, he was fucking in love with it. And it's mostly because that Rob is more of a DC fan than he is anything else. And similar to me, when it comes to DC, he either prefers the street level heroes like Nightwing and Red Hood, or he goes to the different Lantern Corps because they're just fucking awesome.
He's got playlists where you can go, like, if you know nothing about Green Lantern, click here and it'll start from the beginning, and so you can learn like the basics.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
If you don't know nothing about Superman, click here, or Batman. Like, so he's got a bunch of playlists where you can like at least catch some of the basics.
Yeah, and if you ever wanted to know one of the reasons or some of the stuff that the reasons why there was such an outrage on what happened to comic books and stuff, he does have plenty of stuff covering Marvel's latest works from the last 5 years, as well as DC's New 52 and Rebirth and stuff.
He stays out of the politics of all of it, though.
Oh, not exactly. He does pander a little. He will pander a little bit, but it's not as excruciatingly painful as when you see, like, say, Nostalgia Critic and his group fucking do it.
Right, but he'll go through a story and he'll focus more on like the cool parts of the story and not really focus on like any SJW parts.
Yeah, but he does try to appraise that side of it just a little bit, and I think it's so they don't try to.
He does lean to that side for sure.
No. Actually, his politics are very neutral. He is, I guess you could say, he is more probably politically speaking. He's probably more of a liberal. He's probably more of a Democrat, whatever the case is. But realistically, like, Rob stays out of that shit. He doesn't actually want to get political with his books and stuff. But he does do a bit of pandering, so he doesn't have massive swarms fucking tearing him apart and ripping his channel to shreds because, you know, he may have said something negative about female Thor. So that's it. Yeah, that's just like
he just loves everything.
He did one on Jean Grey, which reminds me of my childhood.
Anyways, we have deviated so far off the fucking main topics.
God, yes.
We're going to go back into it with one of Rob's stories. Rob, we're going to give you a story. Mark, we're going to give you another story. And if we have enough time, I guess we're going to end it on, I'm going to say, one of Rob's stories.
Okay, we have let me do that one last when we get to it. I have another one here. Let's pull it up. Give me 10 seconds.
I got one.
No, we'll do mine and then yours and then mine. Just give me 10 seconds here.
Yeah, no worries.
9, 8.
Don't do an actual countdown. That's rude. I hate when people do that. Like, I'll just say things like 1 second, and then somebody legitimately counts to it. It's like, okay, you know what I fucking meant, all right?
Yeah, that's some stupid stuff.
But I gotta rub him.
What?
Rubbing.
Okay, I have Florida Man tour takes to the streets of Tampa.
More Florida Man.
This is actually kind of interesting. Dressed in a tie, a straffadora, and linen pants, Eric Hughes guided a dozen people along the Riverwalk and downtown sidewalks of Tampa. The librarian, 43, tied together Tampa histories with a thread of newsy weirdness known as the Florida Man phenomenon. Wacky headlines in which a Florida man commits an outlandish crime. In his opinion, the city is lacking in regular walking tour options, and he's hoping to change that by injecting a little Florida Man into the mix. Using skills honed as part of the WIT improv troupe, and in character as Bryce Everglade, a certified level 5 Florida man, he told true first-person tales of siphoning gas from a police cruiser and the time he burned down a meth lab while trying to ignite his own flatulence.
Okay.
Wait, he tried to light a fart on fire and burn down a meth lab?
No, a Florida man did that.
Yes,
what
yes,
he does is he
but
takes
that
a walking
sounds
tour as Florida man and says, "This is where I did this. This is where I did this." Yeah.
I want to do that tour.
He displayed the real-life news stories on a tablet to remind the group that while Bryce Everglade is a character, Florida Man really is out there somewhere. While crossing Ashley Street after beers at Fort Greene Fields, Hughes talked about the street's namesake, William Ashley, a city clerk who is believed to have lived secretly with his former slave as his wife. Between drink stops at Pokey's and the Hub, he told the tale of D.P. Davis, founder of Davis Islands, and the mystery of how the famed developer disappeared after falling from a porthole on the Majestic, the Titanic's sister ship. The group was standing outside the CBS that once housed Davis's office. Outside Tampa Theater, where he explained the lighted marquee's relationship to a city ordinance meant to curb strip clubs, he pointed at Franklin Street and explained it was the site of Tampa's greatest fiasco, the 1958 snow show, featuring an artificial ski jump leading to multiple injuries, and also a retail heist perpetrated by a Santa Claus and a trailer filled with prostitutes.
Dear God.
Wow. And this was all on one street, apparently. Like,
holy shit.
Like one of Tampa's main streets.
Oh my God.
I'm just waiting for the headline that says, like, Florida man stabbed during Florida man tour.
Oh,
gosh. This was the
Florida
third and
man
final test
stabbed
run
by
of
Florida man during Florida man tour.
Naked Florida man stabs Florida man.
It has to be naked Florida man stabbed by Florida man.
Stabbed by Florida man. It's the guy taking the tour who's naked.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. It was the third and final test run of Hughes' 3-hour tour. Earlier versions had featured Hughes in a wackier costume using the name Florida Man Hall of Fame Tour, but he'd since changed it because he didn't want tourists to think the idea was to join the Hall of Fame.
No.
As he explained the history of Tampa's former Woolworth building, the group became fittingly distracted by a shirtless man singing loudly while roller skating in the middle of Polk Street. So during the Florida Man tour, they were passed by a Florida man. Looking up at the ornate ceiling and massive chandeliers as they entered the Floridian Palace Hotel, the night's final stop, several Tampa residents marveled they'd never thought to walk inside the 90-year-old historic building.
Huh.
I'm a realtor in Tampa, and I think this tour could be good for people who want to get more familiar with the area, said Aubrey Crow, 32, who lives in Seminole Heights. Hughes, who has been in Tampa 12 years and is originally from Williamsburg, Virginia, near the Jamestown historical area, originally set out to give straightforward history tours. I was going to talk about Tampa in the 20s, and I thought, let's keep going, he said. I don't want people to think I'm making fun of the city. I think we have some good stories. I don't know.
Wait, so he's a realtor and he thinks he can
No, he's a librarian. A realtor thought it was a good idea. He's a librarian.
Okay, so this is the house where Florida man farted and blew up a meth lab, and next door I'm showing all week if you'd like to come in and take a look.
We got an open house going on Tuesday. He plans to begin charging around $30 for the downtown tour, Florida Man edition, in late October. For information on how to book a trek, visit his Facebook page at facebook.com/Tampa Treks and Tonic. All one word. Tampa Treks and Tonic. So that would actually be a walking tour I might be down for.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be a fun walking tour.
Let's all go.
Let's rent a party bus.
The only reason I used to think the only reason why I would probably go to Florida is either to visit fucking Disney World or possibly go and hang out with Failure Accomplished, have a fucking couple of Zimas, just chill and relax with some attendees and shit like that.
I've been to the Everglades. It's pretty cool to tour those.
But now I'm thinking I should go to Florida just so I could go on that fucking tour of insanity.
Yeah.
That just sounds like, okay, I have heard some shit in my life. This is definitely top tier shit.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to move on over to
story.
Mark, you have the floor.
You guys, this one is not as weird as the other one, but it's pretty good. Florida man tries to flee in pickup, but it's hooked to a repo man's tow truck.
I saw this.
I did too.
Mr. Tow Truck, you win this round. So apparently there's not apparently, I'm watching it. There's a bunch of footage of it too. It's pretty awesome. A Florida man took extraordinary steps to prevent his pickup from being repossessed, but failed spectacularly. Johannes Lopez, his name is Johannes.
Johannes.
Johannes Lopez of Homestead discovered earlier this month that a repo man's tow truck had hooked up his Ford F-250 and had hoisted the rear wheels off the ground, preparing to haul it away. Lopez had fallen behind on his payments, according to a police report obtained by the Orlando Sentinel. He told the tow truck driver he just wanted to take a few items out of the pickup before it was towed. Instead, he jumped in the cab, fired up the pickup, and attempted to drive it away while it was still attached to the tow truck. The four-wheel drive pickup definitely had power, enough to lift the tow truck's front wheels off the ground. It's crazy. Seesaw. I'm watching this video, and the back wheels are on the ground, and he flies it. Okay, well, the F-250 is got his back wheels off the ground, and then he floors it, and so he pulls forward, and that pulls the front wheels of the tow truck up. So it's like a seesaw. And then he stops, and his back wheels go back up, and the front and the tow truck's front wheels go back down.
And tow trucks are not light. Oh
no.
Okay. I used to do security, and one of the things that we did in that job was writing citations and eventually having vehicles towed away. I have never genuinely see somebody actually try to take their car after it's already been hooked up on the truck. But that's usually because either A, the owner knows about it before the truck is able to hook it, or and you know, moves the car beforehand, so you know there's no tow, or B, the truck is taken and the fucking owner doesn't know until the next day, and they're very pissed off, and they end up calling my office to basically let the company know that I'm doing my job. So that's very fun to have, you know, that confirmation email. Like, so we got another complaint that you towed a vehicle. Good job.
Yep.
But no, yeah, and I find it kind of fucking hilarious because I've never seen somebody actually try to take the car or the vehicle as it was hooked up and shit. But there were a couple of stories where other guards from other cities did actually witness that, and I was cracking the fuck up because they described what you just described.
Oh, it's like, you ever see that Simpsons where Homer drives around with a boot on his car?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
I've seen videos of fuckers like driving away with a fucking boot on their car. It's fucking hilarious watching their fenders get ripped the fuck up.
Stop fucking suggesting friends to me, Facebook.
I hate that.
Don't be on
by the way,
Facebook.
while I was looking through these news stories, apparently Facebook got like 50 million people got their information jacked in a hack. So have fun with that, Brockus.
Everybody change your passwords again.
I've actually been frequently changing my passwords because of the bullshit I've had to deal with. But no, I've just been getting fucking sick and tired of goddamn Facebook. Like I will randomly get a notification from Facebook, not because somebody commented on one of my posts, or not because, you know, there's a something that I should probably go and look at in a comic book group I'm a part of or anything like that. No. Every fucking day now, there's like 3 or 4 goddamn, we have another friend suggestion for you. And I'm like, we fuck up. I don't know these people. Also, I question why Facebook is consistently, you know, suggesting friends to me and stuff. I'm like, how lonely do you think I am, Facebook?
No, they want you to have more friends, so you have more people who you give all your information to just for free, just because you're friends.
Here's a friend. We suggest you add them on Facebook. Also, give them your social security number because they're friends.
Here's somebody you used to know back in elementary school.
Yeah, here's someone you used to go to school with. Fuck, I don't know that fucking person. I would hi.
Even if I did, even when I did, I didn't fucking like them.
I really don't. I don't like people.
Same.
I know that makes me sound antisocial. I know people are going to be like, "Oh, you might be a shut-in or something." No, fuck up. I just don't like you. I don't like your kind. Fuck off. I'm just going to surround myself with dogs and the actual few people in this planet that I do enjoy. You fuck off into your corner of the internet and or side of the city. I don't fucking care. Do what you want to do. Leave me the fuck out of it.
Same and
Marcus
agreed.
enjoys me.
Oh yeah, you're one of the few people I actually still enjoy. Like, you know, fucking, if you want to bug the fuck out of me, by all means, Mark, go right ahead.
I do like to bug the fuck out of you.
That interview question, do you work well with others? No, I do not. I would much rather work by myself, not be micromanaged, and do my own fucking job, and you be happy I did it. Okay, then.
I hate getting that question because I always want to answer. I mean, I can because I'm really good at pretending I don't fucking hate everybody here, but just don't fucking like anyone here.
But he hates everyone here.
See, and that's my thing. I've come to realize that, you know what? There are some companies, they're like, yeah, we'd like somebody we don't have to micromanage or put on a team or have somebody supervise. And I go, I don't need to be supervised. Tell me what my job is. I'll get it done. Cool. We like you. Hired.
Oh, you're lucky.
How I got my current job.
I don't get that level of respect. Even if they say like, oh, you seem like a pretty competent person. You know, you got a good head on your shoulder. You know what your job is. Yeah, I do. This is actually pretty good. It's very easy work. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to keep micromanaging you because I have nothing else to do. And I fucking love pushing my weight around. Oh, you're one of those people. Why are you in charge?
Fuck off. Yes, I agree.
And here I am. I just do rodeo stuff every day.
The more
that's interesting.
The more I experience at my job, current or in the past, the more I realize I've slowly turned into IRL JonTron. I can't seem to escape it because when I watch JonTron videos, he's reacting in a specific way because of a bad video game or a questionable video game, whatever the case is. And then I start to laugh even harder because I'm like, I react that way at work all the time.
But
how the hell is he doing? Anyways, shit.
He's currently working on another video. He actually made an announcement about that a couple of weeks ago.
Good, because I actually miss his ass.
Everybody does. Even the people that were giving him all kinds of shit miss his ass.
Yep.
We hated you because we called you a Nazi and said you were a piece of shit because you went and talked to Sargon and then you said some pretty stupid things on Destiny's fucking stream. But you know what? We miss you. We want your content back. Please come back.
Yeah. You're actually funny and we kind of like you. Shit.
Yeah.
Why must we destroy what we love?
Anyways, Rob, you're going to go ahead and take it off with the last story of the night. What do you have for us in the world of
Florida man? Florida man threw another man off bridge. Arrested after spotted by passing officer, cops say.
Oh my God. Okay. I have several questions.
Yes.
A man in Florida was arrested Sunday after he threw another man off a bridge into a river just as an officer was passing by, according to police. The Daytona Beach Police Department said that Derek Gooden, 21, was involved in an argument with a woman over money as she and a friend crossed the bridge over Halifax River on Sunday. After throwing the woman's bike in the water, the 21-year-old then threw over her friend, an unidentified man, after he got involved in an argument.
Wait. So this was a chick that threw a dude off a bridge?
No, this was a dude that threw the chick's bike off the bridge and then the dude that the chick was with.
And the dude was unrelated.
Yeah, the dude was unrelated. He was just walking across the bridge with his friend.
Oh, that's good.
That is, I like to call that the JonTron Bubsy moment. I'm sick of your shit, but he took it to a level it didn't need to go.
Dude, that's not cool
fucking
either.
Cyclists.
Like, waterways in Florida are full of fucking like gators and Stingrays,
snapping turtles
like
and
that.
shit.
Water moccasin.
Water moccasin.
Yep.
A,
And
Daytona,
Water shoes.
a Daytona Beach police officer was just heading over the bridge when he spotted Gooden tossing the victim into the water.
Spotted by the cops.
In body cam video released by police, Goodwin can be seen standing with the man before police say he tossed him over. The officer then gets out of the car and tells the 21-year-old to surrender. Now, there is video to this, and I will be showing the video, but it is played like the cops get this straight on video of this guy just grabbing this dude and chucking him over the bridge.
Okay, I need somebody, I don't care who does it, but I need somebody in the chat to take that video, turn it into a GIF, but put a text message over it saying, "This is what feminism looks like." Because you realize the story is he threw the woman's bike over the over the bridge into the water and shit, not the woman, but was so sick of the guy's shit, most likely because the woman was pissing him off already, that he threw the man over the bridge. So he was willing to throw someone over the fucking bridge into the water. He was just not going to do it to the woman. It's like, I will take your shit and I will do this. And then he looked at the guy like, I'm still mad. That's what feminism is.
Fucking
right.
pedestrians.
Over the bridge and under the bus to feminism we go.
The officer then gets out of his car and tells the 21-year-old to surrender. On the ground right now! Get the fuck on the ground! Main Street Bridge. I got a male. Throw another male off the bridge. I got one at gunpoint. The officer can be heard saying in the video. Gooden is then heard saying he jumped over the bridge before throwing his wallet in the water before he was arrested. It's not every day.
So the cops like get down on the ground and the guy's like, he jumped over the bridge and pulls out his wallet and tosses it over the bridge.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not every
He's
day
like,
that we're driving and we see a human being throwing another human being into a body of water. Daytona Beach Police spokeswoman Lydia Longa told Fox 35. Mackenzie, I'm not even going to try and pronounce this, Rejonen, maybe, who heard the commotion as he was fishing on a rowboat nearby, told Fox 35 he jumped into action as soon as he realized what was happening. I mean, over there it's pretty shallow, but he fell, I think, into the channel, which is even worse because, he could have been unconscious and been hit by a passing motorboat. Region then... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Bro was fucking lucky.
Yeah. Region then said he rowed his boat over to the bridge and brought the man who had a gash on his head but was otherwise fine to shore. I was just worried that he could have been punched unconscious or drowning or somewhere down there in the water. And I did what I hoped anybody would do for me, he said. Gooden is now at the Volusia County Jail and has been charged with aggravated battery and breach of peace, according to police. All right, and let me pull up the motherfucking video here so we can see it.
Motherfucking video.
I got the motherfucking video. I just need it to load because I just want to play the video rather than the whole fucking Fox news article about the whole news video about it.
Oh, you got this from Fox News. That makes it slightly.
Well, the article there's the video is out there, and I'm grabbing it right now. But the video that's on the page that I was reading the article on is like the whole Fox News story of it. All right, I'm going to.
I wonder if they didn't like. Obviously they wrote about it, but I wonder if they did like an actual like moment with the show and everything where they're like a Florida man and they read the rest of the story and just did that slow look to the camera like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's not it. Here it is. All right. Have you got me
Yep, you're
broadcasting
presented.
here?
Yeah. You go, oh.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh,
go too far
God
down.
damn it.
Don't tell your wife about this.
I'm going to restart it here. Okay.
Oh, God.
This is he's driving, and as he stops, you can just see it. You can just see it right here. He just chucks that motherfucker off the bridge.
Oh
God.
I saw him. He just
was he fishing? It looks like the dude was fishing.
Oh man!
Wow.
That explains, dude. Don't fuck with a
Motherfucker was
fisherman
taking
while
my
he's
fish.
fishing.
Look at that cop's gang
There it
tats.
goes
Look at that.
again.
Damn. Oh my gosh.
On the ground, homie.
Oh,
And
that's
then this is
fucking
where he
epic.
gets up and the cop's screaming at him, "Get the fuck on the ground!" And then he just chucks his wallet.
Mm.
I mean,
You
that's
think
one
it's
way.
gonna like prevent you from going to jail or
No,
them-
well, it's going to make it harder for them to identify him, and he might have had drugs on him too.
I think he might have, but he said he's like, "I didn't toss any weed. I tossed my money." I was like, "I got $6 floating down there."
Oh my gosh.
But he probably seriously thought he was getting rid of his identifying information. I wouldn't be
Can you
surprised.
get rid of your
Motherfucker, you still got teeth? No.
You got priors? You in the system? Look at those cops are. There's a dead guy down there right now. Oh, damn it! They're not even trying. They're like, so there's somebody thrown off the side of the bridge. They look really concerned.
Right?
No, apparently they said they could see him swimming around, and then the guy in the fishing boat comes up and grabs him.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You know that black cop was holding back a lot of laughter and a lot of comments that he said. Like in his head, he's making a fucking shitload of jokes, and then he's going to go to amateur hour on the following Sunday to his local bar just to be like, so I got a call not too long ago about a dude throwing another dude into the water. I don't know how to fucking feel about this.
This is
There was a
America.
black dude.
All right, you know what, guys? I am sorry, but I have got to be getting and going.
Yeah, no worries. But I do have to point out, I am not remotely surprised that the guy was not wearing a shirt when he did all of this.
I'm not either.
It's Florida.
Yeah,
Walk around with no shirts on.
Like nobody really wears actual clothing aside from shorts in Florida anymore because it's so fucking hot.
So fucking hot.
and humid.
It's not
Reasons why I
it's
won't
not
go there.
Arizona hot, but it's just fucking ridiculous.
It's a wet heat.
Kind of heat that makes you go, why do we live here?
That was for you.
That was lovely. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it.
Welcome. I do what I can.
I know. You're a good guy like that, doing what you can for other people.
Mhm.
You're a giver.
Thanks
can
for
I
having
say?
me on.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and close things down at this point. Thank you all for coming to CNN, the Cunt News Network. We brought you the news that has already been brought by other people. Tonight was, of course, the first time some of the new faces have actually joined us. Mark Como, the brother of Rob Como. He's usually lurking around in the chats whenever it comes to funny-ass streams. Sometimes he pops up onto other streams, such as Friday night afternoon or Friday night/afternoons over on the here on the Snatchcast, where him and Rob will be talking about cringe of yesteryear. Along with that, of course, you can now see him Sunday nights on CNN covering the news of what the fuck is happening in the world. Terry the Bull
Yeah,
from
right.
his own what?
I said that's right. God damn it.
Terry the Bull from his own fucking channel, where he talks about some political stuff. He talks about some feminism stuff. He talks about retarded people doing retarded things. Let's be honest, Terry. It's retarded people doing retarded things because someone's got to talk about it. Why not a half
It's
man, half
true.
bull?
Thank you
Terry,
so
I'm
much.
glad to see you on here. I've been subbed to you for a while.
Oh, look
Yay,
at that.
Terry.
Terry,
Thank you.
one of your co-hosts is actually a fan.
I am.
Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Thanks, bro.
You guys
Yeah, no
suck each
problem.
other's dick later.
It's really all for your avatar. You look like a gay, bold, brawny man.
That's cool.
It's because I can't wear t-shirts, bro. I can't get t-shirts over my horns, so it's
Just a little horny.
Along with Terry, one of the new faces is Background Girl, otherwise known as Sestra. You can usually see her lurking in the
chat rooms,
the Saints chats over on the YouTube Saints channel. But she will, of course, be coming over here from time to time to actually talk about the news and cringy shit all over the fucking world along with us while trying to trigger the fuck out of me. And then, of course, my usual co-host, who's been co-hosting with me pretty much throughout most of this year, Rob from Cringe of Yesteryear, formerly the Mistaken Lunatics, and, of course, CNN. Thank you, cunts, for coming out here. Good night, and get the fuck out.
Have a good